If you're thinking about selling your home in Hugo, one of the first questions that usually comes up is, how much is this actually going to cost? And that kind of makes sense, because before you make a move, you want to know what you're walking away with. But here's the thing, most people focus on the wrong number. They focus on the cost instead of the net. What you actually walk away with after everything is said and done, because that's the number that determines your next move, not just the sale price. So let's talk through this in a simple way. When you sell a home, there are a few main costs that are involved. The first one is agent commissions. That's typically the largest piece, and that covers marketing, negotiation, and getting the deal to the finish line. The second is closing costs, things like title work and fees and other transaction-related costs. Then you may have some prep costs, cleaning, small repairs, maybe a few updates to get the home ready. And then, depending on your situation, there could be a mortgage payoff and prorated taxes. So when you add everything together, yeah, there are costs involved. But here's where people get tripped up. They stop there. They think, okay, here's what it costs. And they don't go on one step further, which is, what does this leave me with? Because two sellers can sell for the same price and walk away with very different numbers. Those are based on how they prepared, how they priced, and how the home was positioned. That's why just focusing on cost doesn't give you the full picture. Let me give you an example. I had a conversation with a homeowner near Hugo who was really focused on minimizing costs, which makes sense. But once we walked through everything and looked at how pricing and presentation could impact the final number, they realized something. Trying to save a little on the front end could actually cost them more on the back end. And that's the shift. It's not just about what you spend, it's about what you keep. That's the number that matters. My approach is to look at the full picture, not just costs, but net. What you walk away with, and how that connects to your next move. Because whether you're upsizing, downsizing, or just planning ahead, that number drives everything. That's what Buy and Sell with Boyice Williams and eXp Realty is built around, helping you understand your numbers before you make a decision. So if you're in Hugo and you're trying to figure out what it would actually cost you to sell, and more importantly, what you would walk away with, message me MOVE or text me, and I'll break it down for you based on your home and your situation. No pressure, just clarity. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the cost, it's about what you walk away with.